Hello and welcome to another Q's Views RPG video. Thank you for joining me today. Here we have the Alien Archive 3 as part of the continuation of the Monster Book series. And we're going to go completely down the line, not only with the Starfinder books, but every monster book that's in my collection until we get through them all. And so we're going to continue with this one. Again, I'm doing a slightly different format, which I started in the last video, and that is I'm not going to be as thorough for the sake of time. So let's go ahead and get started. As you can see, as always, we have some pretty cool art on the cover. And in usual Paizo fashion, everything is showcased here very nice and clean. All right, here we have the inside of the book, of course, showcasing the packed worlds. For those of you who play this game, know exactly what they are. Some beautiful art from when we first opened the book to the first page. Here we have the table of contents, showing us also the credits for the book and some pretty cool creatures that can be found as well in the book. Another thing that I like that they include too is a reference for a shorthand reference for other books for the game. So that way you can kind of see where that particular reference comes from. And if you have that book, you can look it up in that book. And if not, then you know what book to get to find it. And here, just like with all the other books, we have the overview. And we're going to start with our very first creature. Again, we're not going through every single one of them. We'll cover a handful of them. And we'll have a discussion and get your views on some of this stuff. Here we have animated armor. Pretty cool looking armor too, I think. The Brineri. I've always liked the designs of some of these various creatures throughout the entire book. And I found some of the designs to be very interesting. Something that looked like it'd be a lot of fun to battle, depending on its various defense and offensive abilities. Some of these things, of course, would be a nightmare for some parties to encounter, depending on their level and their preparations and their ability to work together as a team. So let me know what you think of this book if you own it. Do you have any of these monster book, any of these Alien Archive books? Which ones do you have and which ones are your favorite? I personally still think the first book is probably the best book, in my opinion. I think all the other books have been very well done, very well made. And I like the golem here. I think that's very intimidating looking. Some very cool looking creatures and whatnot. The Hortus, which is basically a fungus guy. That's pretty cool. So which of the books are your favorite, or which book is your favorite? Which book for you was the biggest letdown, if there is one? And what do you feel about overall presentation of the creatures in this book? Do you feel that they're presented well? Do you feel that the artwork is done quite well? I really love the artwork in all of these books, to be honest. Or maybe the consistency of the artwork. How do you feel about that? Also, have you used any of these creatures in a campaign? Do you have any particular go-tos from this specific book? Lurker and Light, like that? Or do you have some that you've read through and thought about using but haven't used them? Or maybe you've read through this book, saw some creatures, and you're like, I think these are ones I think I'm going to stay away from. Or there are some maybe you feel don't fit your campaign style. Yeah, let me know all that in the comments below. Let's have a fun conversation regarding not only these books, but the creatures within these books, such as the Spectra, which I think are I've never used these in a campaign, but they look amazing. Same with the Strider Manders. Very cool looking. Now, if you don't have any of these books, have you thought about picking them up? Or maybe you've passed on some of these? Or maybe you're not even a Starfinder player. Maybe you're just a collector and you just collect this stuff just to have it. You know, there's some people that do that. They just collect these books just to collect them, just because they like looking at the pictures and they like, you know, the artwork or whatever, and don't necessarily play the game. Is that you? Or maybe you bought it in hopes of one day playing the game but haven't yet, or you just like cool monsters and artwork. So yeah, there we go. All right, we're now at the back of the book. We'll go ahead and let you read this, but I will read it as well. Feature creatures. The galaxy hosts a staggering array of aliens, both blood-curdling and benevolent. The pages of Starfinder Alien Archive 3 are packed with creatures designed for use with the Starfinder role-playing game. From star metal dragons and the spiral-winged Irakiros to living holograms and body-snatching flare leeches, the creatures in this codex will challenge adventurers no matter what strange worlds they're exploring. What's more, player rules for a variety of species let players not just fight aliens, but be them. Inside this book, you'll find the following: over 100 bizarre life forms, both classic and new, from bioluminescent cephalums and quantum entangled oozes to natives of hyperspace and living asteroids. More than a dozen races with full player rules, letting you play everything from a life-hungry undead creature to a sapient swarm of tiny insects. New alien technology to help give your character an edge, including armor, weapons, magic items, and more. New rules for gaining a creature companion that can accompany you as a pet, a mount, or even a fearsome combatant. So there you have it. For this episode of the Monster Books, we have the Starfinder Alien Archive 3. Thank you so much for joining me. I do look forward to reading your comments. And until the next video, take care of each other and stay safe.